Let's dive into the flat Earth theory, a topic that raises a lot of questions and challenges everything we think we know about our planet. But there's something more intriguing about this theory than simply believing the Earth is flat. Some argue that the very existence of the flat Earth theory might be a carefully constructed plan to discredit legitimate conspiracy theories in general. What if the powers that be pushed this idea into the public consciousness, knowing it would be so outlandish that it would tarnish the credibility of any other more plausible theories? Some say this theory itself is the perfect way to blur the lines between truth and fiction, making it harder for us to take any real challenge to mainstream narratives seriously. It's a kind of intellectual sleight of hand, turning the question of the Earth's shape into a joke, effectively delegitimizing deeper, more critical questions about global institutions, space exploration, and other complex conspiracies. But let's set that aside for now and really break down the main arguments that make people believe in a flat Earth and see why the idea continues to gain traction. To start with, let's talk about the satellite images. The images of Earth from space, widely regarded as the proof of our planet's roundness, are actually one of the biggest points of contention for flat Earth believers. They argue that these images are fabricated or altered by government agencies like NASA, claiming these organizations have a vested interest in maintaining the lie of a round Earth. But why would anyone go through such lengths to deceive the public about something as fundamental as the shape of the planet? According to some, it's not just about hiding the shape of the Earth, it's about controlling the narrative of human exploration and discovery. They claim that if the truth about the Earth's flatness were revealed, it could unravel the entire framework of scientific achievement, from space travel to global navigation systems. This, they say, is why the images are fabricated, to keep the public in the dark and maintain the power structures that rely on our belief in a spherical Earth. Then, there's the horizon. Flat Earth theorists often point to the horizon as proof that the Earth is flat. When you look out over the ocean or any vast expanse of land, it appears perfectly level, there's no visible curvature. If the Earth were truly spherical, wouldn't we see the curve, especially when looking out over large distances? Flat Earthers argue that the absence of visible curvature proves their case. However, this argument doesn't account for the fact that the Earth's size is so vast that the curvature isn't noticeable to the naked eye unless you're at a higher altitude. But flat Earth proponents argue that the curvature is a manufactured illusion designed to mislead the public, and that the truth is hidden in plain sight. And then there's the lunar eclipse. This one's a bit trickier, as we've all seen the Earth's shadow cast upon the moon in a round shape. But according to flat Earth theory, the round shadow doesn't necessarily prove that Earth is spherical. Some theorists argue that the round shape of the shadow could be caused by a different object in space, not the Earth. It's also proposed that the phenomenon is an optical illusion, manipulated to look like a round shadow when it's not. It's a fascinating claim, and while there's no solid scientific backing for this interpretation, it challenges the traditional understanding of lunar eclipses. Now, let's talk about gravity. Gravity is one of the central pieces of evidence for a round Earth, and yet flat Earth theorists reject it entirely. Instead of gravity, they propose a theory called electromagnetic acceleration, where the Earth is constantly accelerating upward at 9.8 meters per second squared, giving the illusion of gravity without requiring any gravitational pull from a massive spherical Earth. According to this theory, objects fall not because of gravity, but because the Earth is moving upward, creating the effect of objects being drawn toward the surface. This alternative explanation challenges one of the most fundamental principles of physics and raises intriguing questions about our understanding of forces in the universe. But here's the real kicker: why would anyone even bother to hide the true shape of the Earth? Some flat Earth proponents argue that there's a broader conspiracy at play, one designed to maintain control over the public's understanding of science and history. They claim that if the truth about the Earth's flatness were revealed, it could shake the very foundations of global power structures. After all, space agencies like NASA, global navigation systems, and even military strategies all depend on the idea of a round Earth. If that concept were debunked, it could lead to a massive upheaval in how we think about the world and our place in it. But there's also a more cynical explanation. Some argue that the flat Earth theory is a distraction, a carefully planted conspiracy designed to discredit and undermine any real challenges to the status quo. By making the idea of a flat Earth seem so ridiculous, they say it becomes easier to dismiss other, more credible conspiracies that might actually be based on truth. This is where it gets even more interesting. The idea that the flat Earth theory is a deliberate tool used to undermine other conspiracies is not just a fringe belief. Some claim that the flat Earth movement itself was engineered, even in part, to make all conspiracy theories look absurd. By associating more plausible theories with an outlandish idea like a flat Earth, people can more easily dismiss them as delusions or fantasies. This, some believe, is the real conspiracy, the idea that a fake, but widely accepted, theory was intentionally introduced to delegitimize any critical discourse about the world we live in. If the flat Earth theory could be proven to be false, it would be much easier to dismiss any future conspiracy that questions mainstream science. So, to sum up, the flat Earth theory isn't just about believing that the Earth is flat. It's about questioning everything we've been told and wondering if there's more at play than meets the eye. Whether it's satellite images, the horizon, lunar eclipses, or gravity itself, the flat Earth theory challenges our understanding of the world, forcing us to ask uncomfortable questions. But in the process, it also raises a larger question: could the flat Earth theory itself be part of a grander conspiracy to hide deeper truths from the public? It's a question worth asking, especially when we consider how easily the public can be distracted by something so fantastical.